Let's go! Did it! Divider! Yeah, man. Yeah! That was no joke.
No joke indeed. This thing is humongous, and I am so honored to be able to cook this for you guys. Now let me give you a little bit more information about this piece of meat, and for that I got Tim to explain.
This is a 100% full-blood Wagyu beef that we raised at our farm in New Haven, Missouri.
100% Wagyu.
100%.
It's not American mix, Wagyu's
no
nothing.
50-50 here.
Oh man, we're going all out, everybody.
As you can probably already tell, this has a lot of fat. So we got 4 people to go ahead and start the trimming. This was really no joke. Because you gotta remember one thing, if we don't remove it, it's just gonna go to waste. That is the last thing we want. We gotta put this wonderful fat to go to good use. So we made sure to trim a good amount. And as we kept going with the trimming, you can see the Wagyu beef being revealed. Now that is what I'm talking about. Now the biggest challenge of this cook is the massiveness this thing is. And try to cook everything to perfection is gonna be hard. And the more we trim, the better this thing started looking. And as always, we gotta trim both sides. And flipping this is no joke. Being extremely careful not to cut each other, we went ahead and finished the other side. And we had a crazy ridiculous amount of fat left. And as we continued working, it was time to take a break. The first meal was this beautiful Wagyu tomahawk. This should give us a lot of energy to continue the work. Since we had a lot of people, we decided to go ahead and make some tacos. That was great to give us some energy. However, it was still not enough. So we went ahead and threw in some Wagyu picanha into the smoker. Now when you're cooking it on the smoker after, you need to get a good sear. For that, we went ahead and got the grill as hot as possible and seared this thing up. And honestly, this was a boost of energy that we all needed. This is absolutely delicious. So once all the bellies were full, it was time to get back to work. And remember, we just finished trimming that whole thing. And here's what we had to do next.
Perfectly trimmed. The only thing left to do is to get a season in the smoker. We're gonna inject it first, Jeremy?
We're gonna inject it with more tallow.
Just because it doesn't have enough, right?
Doesn't have enough. We're gonna do even more. We're gonna take everything to 11.
Let's be specific. Wagyu tallow.
Now I've done an experiment where we inject tallow into the beef, and it does make everything better. You gotta remember, this thing is gonna be cooking for a very long time, so a little bit of fat inside does not hurt. And when I say a little bit, you know what I mean, because as we all know, fat makes everything taste better. Then we went ahead and started with the seasoning, and we're talking about a ridiculous amount of salt. We're using kosher salt because we think that's the best, and it does not matter how much we put, there's no way that we can over season it. Since this is a large piece of meat, there's no way that it's gonna penetrate deeply inside.
Wait, Salt Bay?
Yeah, why not?
That guy.
Once the salt was done, it was time for the black pepper. So yeah, this is the most amount of salt and pepper I've ever used in my life. If I'm not mistaken, we used about 8 pounds of salt and 8 pounds of pepper. It is a crazy amount. And to say that we were all exhausted was an understatement.
You look tired?
Yeah, it's a lot of work, man.
This is no joke, everybody. I'm telling you right now.
Not at all. Oof.
To boost up the energy, it was time to eat once again. And for that, Tim went ahead and made some incredible ribs. They were absolutely phenomenal. A nice, sweet, tangy taste was perfect to boost up the morale. Huge shout out to Joe and Josh. You guys should definitely check them out on the description. We also had some incredible jumbo lobsters. We just threw them in the smoker and chopped them up, because what we really all wanted was some brisket. And this one turned out fantastic. To say that this thing was juicy was an understatement. After that boost of energy, it was time to get back to work.
I'll be honest with you, there's no way we can pick this up and put it in there right now.
Not gonna happen. I think we should split it into a couple different pieces. That'll help it cook a little faster and make it possible for us to transport it. Because otherwise, without like a forklift, it's not getting in there.
That's right. I'm no forklift and neither are you.
Using a hand saw, Jeremy went to town. That was a tremendous amount of work. After the first cut, he immediately passed it on to me. And I'll tell you one thing, this is hard work.
I quit. Maybe I won't quit. Let's go.
Because we were finally able to separate the pieces. This thing is humongous, everybody, and as we're splitting everything up, it allows us to see the beautiful intramuscular fat this thing has. As now we have to go ahead and prep the cookers. We're going to be using real wood. Having Joe to manage the fire there was awesome. Firing it up takes quite some time, and you can actually imagine how long it takes to get it up to temp. Talking about that, we are aiming for 250 degrees Fahrenheit, because once that was reached, it was time to throw in all of the meat. And after all of us being extremely exhausted, we went ahead and did our best to put this thing inside. We were all struggling because this was no joke. In the end, with everyone's help, we managed to do it. Remember that we're not only cooking a Wagyu cow, we're also cooking a Mangalista pig.
We finally got everything inside of the smoker. How does it feel, Jeremy?
Feels good, but I'm tired.
I am too. Yeah, it's no joke, everybody. Now it's gonna take a long time to cook this thing, right, Jeremy?
Probably about 24 hours.
We're gonna be spending the whole night cooking this thing. It's a lot of work. Make sure you guys check out his channel, Mad Scientist Barbecue. I'm gonna put it on the link on the description down below so you can see it right after this video. Because I'll tell you one thing, there's a lot that is going to be behind the scenes that you guys won't get to see here.
I love to explore the science, and so we go through the nuts and bolts of how I cook this thing, and I think you're going to see some minds be blown by incredible beef that's going to be cooked with a lot of love and for a long time.
I couldn't have said any better. You know what I say now? Enough talking, and let's do it. It's pork time, baby. Right now, the deal is you guys are here to eat. We need you to eat it. Eat it as much as you want. All right? Yeah. All right. That's enough. Let's do it. All right.
Is that good? Give me 5. Yeah! My daughter right here, y'all.